Hey there, this is Ray with Ray's Guide. We're going to be going through and looking at hospitals today and the drugs you can buy from them. Now, one thing that's important to understand is that all the hospitals in the verse may look very different. You may have a beautiful, slick, shiny, clean facility here like at Orson, or you can have a place that you walk into and makes you feel like you need to take a broad-spectrum antibiotic before you even do anything else. But they all contain the same essential elements. So we can be going through here, even though they may look and act very differently at different places. So the first thing you always have at every hospital is a pharmacy. And this is where we buy drugs and medical gear. We'll first look at the supplies on the miscellaneous, and these are all the pen-type medicines that you can use on yourself. And each of these have different purposes, and we'll be going down the whole list of them. So to start with, right at the top here, we got the Adrena pen. You'll notice that the description of all these things are pretty much the same until you get to the last line. Now here it says, Dexedrine during emergency situations to help relieve muscle fatigue and symptoms related to being concussed. So this purple Adrena pen is what you use if you got injury on your noggin, on your head. So we're going to buy a couple of them. Always useful here to keep for your head care and confirm that. These don't actually heal your head. They just take care of the symptoms that happens from being injured. You still have to go to a medical place and get the actual injury taken care of. Now here in the cortical pen, it says here to relieve symptoms associated with muscle weakness and respiratory damage. So in other words, this is what you got if you got your torso injured. Helps you breathe well and takes care of that problem. Remember, the orange cortical pen is for your chest. That's a good thing to have. We're going to buy a couple of them. Make sure we got them in stock. Remember, with the new inventory system, you got to make sure that you don't just own these things, but you got them with you. Because it doesn't help you have a good detox pen, as for example here, if it's still back in your hat. So detox pen here, Resurgia, is needed in case you got too many other drugs in your system. It cleanses out your system, flushes it all out, I guess your kidneys, and gets you feeling all right again. So that's the detox pen, Resurgia. Next one is your standard med pen, which we've been used to having before. And this one just takes care of general health, but doesn't actually take care of any specific symptoms of specific areas. So that if you have some sort of general injury, like I'm a little bit injured right now, the good old-fashioned med pen will take care of that. Also, there's the opioid pen. Again, look at the last line here. To relieve symptoms associated with impaired mobility and partial paralysis. So this is what happens to take care of the symptoms if there are injuries to your limbs, your arms or your legs. So again, always a good idea having a couple of these with you. Now these are things that you can mostly are intended for using on yourself, but you can use them on others, or more often what I would do is just kind of give them a hurl over to the guy and let him use them on himself. And then finally the oxypen, we have seen these before. They are taking care of your problems if you are having trouble breathing, let's say left off your helmet or something. So that's the oxygen pen. Always good to have. Now we're going to go to the other part of this, and we're going to look at attachments and personal weapons. Now, personal weapons is kind of a misnomer because even though it looks like a gun, it's not actually a gun. So this is the Paramed medical device, also known as the med gun, and this is the specialized use medical general tool for healing you up. It'll take a person that's in a down state, person who's incapacitated, and give them enough of a boost and enough of stabilization they can get up and move their way to escape a situation or to get themselves on a ship or just get themselves out of trouble. Now the first in the attachments is the Lifeguard medical attachment. This is something that you attach to your multi-tool in order to turn into a medical. Not as good as a dedicated one, doesn't do as good in terms of the diagnostic work. Now it has refills. Now the Lifeguard refill goes to the Lifeguard medical attachment. So in other words, if you're using your multi-tool as a medical gun, you would use it. Now, otherwise, you got on this list the Paramed refill. Now, the Paramed refill goes with the Paramed medical device. So the third item on the list here, all stacked up. So I got the option of using my Paramed medical device, or I could use my multi-tool. Never hurts to have a backup. Paramed medical device has the Paramed refill. All fits together. Let's buy a few of them.
Smart buy.
Have them handy. And I'll be well equipped to handle both my personal emergencies with the medical pens and emergencies on any of my crew members using the medical gun. Everything will be well settled here. That's the fullest of drugs and devices. When it comes to all those drugs, there's so many of them, you may just want to make yourself a little cheat sheet. Now, of course, that handles the drugs, which is the first reason why you might be here at the hospital, to stock up on your medical devices and medical drugs. But there's another reason why you might come here to the hospital, and that is that if you are already injured and you need to come here and have those injuries permanently and completely healed. And so you will find at any of the hospitals, whether the nice ones or the grungy ones, there will always be a place to patient check in. This is where you check in nice and easy, with just one click with a thumbprint, and it'll pop up and tell you a room they want you to go to. In this case, floor 6, room 7. Now, if this was a smaller medical facility, like at a station, you'd have a situation that you wouldn't need to go to an elevator because it's all on one floor. But because this is a big hospital, it's got multiple floors, and we've been told both a floor and a room to go to. So we go to the elevator, go on up to the 6th floor, and then once we get up to the 6th floor, we'll go to room 7. Now, you notice in the lower right-hand corner, I do have a little bit of injury. What happened is that I accidentally walked out an airlock while wearing a medical gown. It's a long story. I really don't want to go into the details. But I got some general injury here. Now, normally I would just hit that with a med pen, and it would take care of it because it is a generalized injury. But here we are, floor 6, room 7, 607. But I'll go to the door here and click on open. And here I am in my room. And there's my medical bed. I'll walk over to the medical bed, and I can lie down in it. Now, anything that can be handled just with drugs, like this general hurt from the walking out of the airlock, is automatically taken care of. So notice we got two choices here. One is the medical care, the other is to have it make a new regeneration image for me. So as you notice here, it says no injuries detected, and I'm at 100%. So it already took care of that 60%. And again, anything that only needs to be handled with drugs will automatically be taken care of by any medical bed. So it's telling me no injuries, no problems, and no drug level. All looking good, and my heart's still ticking around at a nice, easy 60 BPM there. Everything's looking fine. So again, there's two different functions here for the medical bed if you've got a room. You can make a new image of yourself for regeneration, or you can have your injuries that would show up here normally on the skeleton, get them permanently healed and permanently taken care of. I can just climb back out, and I'll head back to the elevator and out the front of the building. But before I leave, there's one last place that is available in every hospital that you need to take a look at. And I'm not really sure exactly what's the benefit of using it versus what we've just been looking at, but it is there, and you do have it available to you. And that is, we're going to go back down to the lobby, and I'll show it to you. So here down in the lobby, and again, you'll find something like this at every medical facility, there is an insurance desk, labeled as such, and there will be a kiosk at the insurance desk. And at the insurance desk, there's a regeneration kiosk here, and it will tell you where your current image is, and if you wish to transfer your image from that other location to here. Now, I don't really know why would be the benefit or the disadvantage of doing this versus just going upstairs and making a new image of yourself, because the image is not degraded by making the image, the image is degraded by using it. So apparently you can move your old image here, or you can just make a new image. Both are available to you, and as I said, I haven't figured out the main reason why you would do one or the other, but it is here. And those are the elements that are in every hospital in the verse. Again, it won't all look as nice as this one here in Orson. So anyhow, fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Ray for Ray's Guide.